Okay, welcome back to Power Play Garage, also known as Radical Curves Customs 157. And there's a reason why there's 3 different names. My business name has always been Radical Curves Customs, and starting, with either TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and I actually tried to use Radical Curves, and other people has it in other forms, so I didn't want to end up using that. I chose at one point Heavy D's Garage, or just Heavy D's, because originally from one of the areas I was from, a few of my friends would call me Heavy D because my last name begins with a D, and I used to lift real heavy, definitely a lot more than my weight. I got Puss in Boots down here to verify. But that's out there too, and that has to do with that fellow Sparks. I like his stuff. I didn't want to try to compete with him, or people get confused. But that's not my thing. But anyhow, that's part of the explanation to all that. I am working on this 1970 Ford Mustang. It will become a fastback, and as you can hopefully see, I have removed all the front components, however that goes, to that. Oh, where is she? There's Puss in Boots. Yep, wagging her tail. And there, I pulled it down pretty much in one piece, other than pulling out the coil springs and the shocks. I didn't want to get bothered into trying to remove all the components. Some of them have been sandblasted. I'm going to finish sandblasting, cleaning it up, and I will be reassembling it to make it a roller on the brand new 1970 fastback. But in the meantime, I need to repair my Michelin floor jack. I've already rebuilt the cylinder. To replace this jack, it's $300 or more. I didn't want to buy one of the aluminum white ones. I don't use a jack that often. I have that one over there for trucks, and that one works pretty well, other than I bent it moving the truck. Yeah, it was funny. So I'm trying to repair one of the casters. Now, I'm sure I can probably buy one from the company that made that, but I ain't got time for all that silliness. So I want to show you a little neat trick that might help you in fixing stuff like that. They come apart real easy. It's a 3/4 inch nut, and you might be able to even maybe go to Harbor Freight, but they never actually have the exact same size, just like I experienced with right there casters. I have 2 different ones because one of them broke. I couldn't repair it, so I ended up buying them. So I got a little bit of a lopsided, and that is to help move cars around. You put that underneath the tire. So I'm going to show you something else that is worthwhile showing. Right here, you can see that 350 turbo trans is sitting on one of them furniture movers. And there's a reason why I'm showing you that. I have a few of those, and termites got at one of them. So I took all the casters off, saved them, just in case that one breaks and I have an extra caster. It'll be the same size. But also I saved it for like this purpose right here I'm going to show you, which happens to do with the bearings. Now, I left the casters outside in a little pile with some other metal parts that I'm collecting, to where I would take them to the scrapyard, get a few dollars, only when it's worth my while and my time. So I save bearings of all sizes, and they're in this box right here. And the reason why I save the bearings, because if I have to rebuild one and it just takes 1 or 2 bearings to fix it, well, that's what I rather do. I rather try to fix it so I can keep going and just fix the stuff. It's better, repurpose, and that's what I've done here. This one doesn't come apart with a nut or anything. It's, smashed in there, whatever. But I got all the bearings out. Just by using a hammer and a thick chisel, went in between there, put it in the vise, and I got them all out. And it just so happens, because I verified the size on the other caster, that isn't missing any bearings. This side was missing all the bearings. So the wheel would never go the way I need it, and sometimes it's frustrating because you're trying to pull something one direction or the other and wouldn't let you, because the caster would stay in the opposite direction that you needed. So I tried a different size, which was just a little bit bigger than these, and they wouldn't work. So these tiny little things that came out of the caster from one of those moving carts that you would use to move furniture or anything else, and I know it's hard to tell the size, but if I put a mic on them or a micrometer, it'd probably be, I ain't gonna get specific with the thousandths, but this looks like possibly 3/16, could be. So I got them all out of there, cleaned them up a little bit. I got a little bit of grease sitting inside the caster there. Let me move you a little bit closer. Maybe you could see it better, most likely. And I've been placing them in there. I figured, maybe do a little video on this, and maybe this might help somebody repair their floor jack instead of going out and trying to find one or order one from the company and have to wait anywhere from 2 to 6 days, who knows. You need it now. So even if you took one of those carts and you just took one of them casters off just to get the bearings, you're even better off with that, because those carts are inexpensive. They're not expensive at all. They're cheap. So you can repair your jack that costs $300 plus, based on if you had to spend $25 or even cheaper on even the smaller ones, because I have 4 smaller ones of that same cart. So, to me, it would have been worth it if I had to go buy one. So now I have all the bearings in place, fit in there beautifully. And here's the cap, which I have some grease on there already. That'll go on there. And put some more grease on there. Don't get carried away with it, because it's only going to spit out anyway. So just, put enough to make sure you coat it good enough so they don't wear out that fast, and roll around for you easier, and just get it done. See, they're all in there. Cap goes on, squish it around a little bit, take the excess off, because around here we got a lot of sand, and it would end up being like a little mini sandblaster with grease helping it. So I will take the rest of the bearings. There are 6 ones left, and I'm going to add them to my collection. So you can say ball bearings. And I got a little plastic bag, this way if the box ends up breaking like it's starting to. Oh, I missed one. See, a lot of them that I have in there are this size, so it's going to go back in the box along with these 6 other small ones, just in case. The other one didn't need any, so I don't need to do any further repairs to that one. But I'm glad I thought outside the box and used this. Now if I end up breaking a wheel on one of them, I have a wheel, a spare wheel, and even the bolt and nut, and then I can just discard the rest of it in the metal scrapper, get 3 cents out of it, maybe less, a penny, but that penny will add up when you're going in there with a few $100 worth of scrap metal. So, and all I did was I took a big hammer and this white chisel, and I went in there and spread it open. I probably could have cut it, but it wasted a whole lot of time, and it made a bigger mess. This here just spread it right open, and you can get them out easy enough. And now I can actually install this on the jack. I'm going to take you with me and get into more details about the car. But maybe this will help somebody. I know it would have helped me if I didn't know anything about it or try to think about it. And there's Puss in Boots. She's waiting for me. Let's see if I put this over here. Right, put the boots. Oh, she's gonna come over and see me. I believe so. Yeah, there she is. She might be up against the stand. Nope. So it's just one 3/4 inch nut, lock washer. I like putting the nut back on the way it came off. You can tell. It's kind of a thing. It's my thing. And you use a screwdriver. The other end that goes by the wheel there, it has 2 flat spots. can't get a wrench in there, but what you can get in there, once you line it up, is a flathead screwdriver. And that will keep it in place while you tighten this up. Tight, real nice. Spins like a dream. See that? Twirling around. That's what I needed. Yeah. It's got the same movement as the other one. I did put some grease in that one already. And now my 3.5 ton Michelin floor jack, verifying, works beautifully. Nothing's jammed up. See that? And then I can make it rock and roll the way I need to. Absolutely. So that's that part. Take you up off the floor there, and I'm gonna go wash my hands in my outdoor sink. I put some boots top of me. But let me get the rest of the grease off my hand. There we go. Alrighty, so let's get back to the subject at hand. Besides the jack, I'm sure you can tell I sandblasted along the way, and I will be sandblasting the rest of it once I have the rear out of the car. That's going to be a bit of a fun job in itself, and I have new panels to replace this, stuff like this, and everything else I've been showing along the way. All over there, all new, brand new sheet metal parts, you know, supports, and in those boxes that we have passed by, the trunk section, fenders, doors, even though I got pretty decent fenders right there, but without the bezels, I don't have brand new ones of them because these are in nice shape. I just got to clean them up. I will be reusing them. They never come with the body kit that you can buy. You got to order all that stuff extra. But I will be selling the two of them, probably nothing less than $300 for the set, because they are in pretty decent, solid shape. I just didn't want to use them. I wanted brand new stuff as much as I could without getting crazy. But I am using the front nose clip of this, other than this piece like I've already expressed. And actually there it is, somewhere, right around there, somewhere over there. So I have to separate it from the firewall. I got the hood hinges working really well. I will be hitting this again with sandblasting really quick while I'm addressing all this. I even took the fuel lines out, the brake lines that run to the back out. They're pretty solid. I was shocked. Nice, really nice solid pieces, and I'm gonna actually put them back in the car. So whoever buys it, that's less that they gotta purchase and deal with. And I also disconnected the emergency brake cable, which does work. I was shocked at that too. I will be cleaning that up and hooking that back up into the car. And actually, the pedal isn't even frozen. Let me show you. Yeah, it's rusty, but once I'm done sandblasting it, and then I put some primer on it, you know, all this works. It goes back and forth nice. The pedal moves nice. I put it in its place so I don't lose the hardware, and you know, obviously you can tell where it goes, but I just figured that's the best place to put it, in the spot where it's got to go. And you know, you can see all the whole side structure and the quarters that are over there and back behind me, and the other section, the roof, the brand new hood is up on the shelf, up on actually the floor. It's not a shelf, but I've been removing a lot of stuff. I removed the dash, started cleaning that up, and a lot of the stuff, if you research it, for which is probably a few years ago, the shell without a lot of stuff like the tail pieces, without the front fenders, it won't be a roller, is 20 grand, but now it's It's went up quite a bit because that 20,000 was based on, I think, 3 years ago, maybe longer. So it's probably 21,000, maybe 22,000. But you still got to buy the fenders. You got to buy the front headlight bezels. There's a lot of stuff you got to buy that people don't realize. And then obviously you got to put it together. It doesn't come with a hood. It does come with the trunk deck. Doesn't come with the tail light bezels, which I got brand new ones sitting in the box from Dynacorn. They're behind the trunk deck. I mean, that panel back, whatever that's in there. They're in 2 boxes. I even took out the windshield wiper arms, and I'll clean them up and put them back in there. So a lot of these accessories that, you know, as you're going along, you're going, oh yeah, I'm going to need that. Oh yeah, I'm going to need that. Well, they'll be in the car, and if they decide to use it, great. If they don't, that's great too. The engine does run. I did get it running. I think I might have showed the video of that. Oh, maybe I didn't make a video of it. But I even got it running without the carburetor because the carburetor was seized up. It's only a 2-barrel. I didn't want to get into trying to fix it. I knew I can get it running. I did a compression test and all the other stuff that needed to be done, and I put points, condenser, and all that other stuff in there, and I got it to fire up to the manifold. And to me, knowing that it runs, I'll freshen it up, you know, put it all back together, obviously clean it up and paint it up, and I will place it in the new car. So, and once all this gets done and cleaned up, because they are solid components, it will go in there. Now, I won't say I'm going to make it a driver, because if I decide not to put brake calipers, because I do have them, but if I can't rebuild them or if I have to buy new ones, I'm not doing that. You know, because I'm not trying to keep jacking the price up on what, you know, when I go to sell it. I want to make it affordable for someone who wants to own a 1970 fastback Mustang with the majority of the components. The only glass that I know that's missing would be the driver's side passenger window. I think that's the only glass that's missing. So I will be taking all the mechanical parts out on both sides. It's the last pieces for inside there, other than the metal rods for the headliner. They'll be coming out and going in the car. I mean, I've taken everything out. Wiring harness, disconnected it, got it all apart, and basically you can just plug it back in, and you know, I might place it back in there, or I just might leave it rolled up. They might want a new wiring harness, not sure. But I don't want to put a whole lot of time, because I'm not going to do the body work. I'm not doing the paint. Now, if somebody buys the car and wants me to finish it, that's great, but they got to purchase the car first. I am not just going to take a deposit and go on with it, because if they back out of the deal, I don't want to have you know, a higher price car. So they got to buy the car, and then they can hire me if they want to. They can sign the contract, and I'll finish the car however which way they want to finish it. You know, that's just how that part will go. So I'm going to attempt first to get all the mechanical parts apart, and I might even place them in the shell, half shells that are in there, just so that I don't lose the components and they don't take up more room, because you know, getting congested here, even though it's outside, with all the parts that you see over there. They're in the box, and there's the dash pad, and there's the side vent that I took out. So stuff like that will be cleaned up, and even if I don't clean it up and I don't place it in the car, it will go with the car, and then they can do it if they want to use it, you know. So that's the plan with that. But my biggest task is going to be to remove this front clip without destroying anything that I need. Because this structure up here in front, as you can tell, it's solid. It was just surface stuff that was on there. And I think the gauge is actually thicker than the Taiwan gauge material. And being that this is all original, it even has the VIN numbers on both of the spring towers, shock towers. Let me see. Yeah, the numbers are right here, and on the other side, along with that VIN number there, which I will be removing in the fashion that the law requires me to remove it and place it on the new one. So all that will be there. All those identifying marks will verify the fact that it is a 1970 Mustang. And can't ask for more. I don't know if there's any in the back. If I will find them, if there is, I'll do some research. But not that I'm using the rear clip, because car, the rest of it, you know, you probably could save it, but I'm not going to the trouble of that. I'm going to be building a brand new one. And even though this part won't be brand new, it doesn't matter. It will be as solid and pretty looking as a brand new one. So that's the plan for all this. I don't want to really start showing what it really takes to remove, you know, a few bolts to take their window regulators out. It doesn't make any sense. I don't want to bore people, but I will show you the area. And you know, you got these 2 bolts here, these 2, and that one. So you got 5, and that whole mechanical structure inside where the glass is attached. And you might be able to see over there, go that way, the glass. So that will come out hopefully in one piece. If not, I'll take the glass out first. And there's like a clamp on the bottom. Well, this one's up further, it's up here. So you just unbolt that and the glass will come out. So this is the only one I don't have, I believe, in all the parts. I didn't see any when I was collecting the parts. But that's okay. I'm not gonna buy one. If I come across one fairly cheap, then maybe I'll get it. But the windshield and the rear window and the door windows, they're there. So, you know, it'll save somebody, you know, the time and the money. And even this inner track that I've already sandblasted will come out. And see, all this stuff you don't get with the new shell. You don't get that. But this one, it will come with it, because it's not rusted, it's not rotted out. And I think it's stainless, so even the screws are in real nice shape. So I will be putting them on the new car. If I do decide to make it to where I can, you know, drive it safely enough just to show them, I will be putting new hoses on there to put to the calipers. But I'm not going to worry about the rear brake assembly. I know the emergency brakes work, but I just want to make it a roller. That's the outcome, and that's the plan. And put some boots and grease, and she just ran. Alrighty, so for now, until I get into further and more stuff that I can show you, I'm gonna end this video, because I don't want to bore people, but if anybody is interested, you can always put it in the comment section. Hopefully I'll see it. I'm not really one of them computer guys that sits in front of one, you know, for a few hours. I do that enough when I'm actually editing and posting a video. So, you know, it's not my thing, but I do it the best I can with it and move along. So hopefully I'll see the comment. If you're interested, if you have any other questions, you know, feel free to ask. Like I mentioned before about people making comments, hey, I don't care if they're positive, negative, or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. It's not hurting my feelings, not at all. And if you want to say something nice, that's even good too. And I'll keep it moving. So until the next one, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, that'd be great. I don't have a lot of followers, 231 or 32, something like that, which is fine. You know, it's no big deal. They just got to do that. Give me a like and watch a video, you know, over, even if it takes you a whole day to watch a 24-minute video, or if I have one that's an hour and a half. But thanks for watching. Appreciate. Until the next time, have a good one.